anxious to actually play a game that counts?
Yes, I am anxious, man. I'm anxious to go out there with this group of guys. Play with the defensive guys, the new ones, same ones, and then especially to see the offense in action, man. I love the game of football. I'm a fan just as everybody else. So we're trying to see 1, 6, 18, 85, everybody go to work. So I'm excited.
As you reflect back on where you were last year at this time, not knowing what was going to happen next, and here you are now, a year later, big part of the team, and in your hometown. How amazing has this journey been in this year?
Yeah, it's been awesome, man. It's been a story. It's been fun. It's been something that I lean on my family for throughout the whole process. And this time last year, I was battling hammy, and I got injured waived in Houston, and I came out here, did my rehab, and sure enough, man, I got the call. My agent called me, and what do you think about Arizona? And it was no brainer. I was excited. Couldn't wait to tell my family. Everybody was jumping through the phone. The first person I called was actually my nana tata, and then it was my dad and my mom. But they were jacked, man. They couldn't believe it, because we're all Cardinals fans growing up. So just to be able to put on the uniform, and I remember the first game was San Fran, right? Well, first day here, I get my locker, and you have the Lopez. Take the picture. My uncle, he wore 98 in college, right? So, when I got to get 98, it was one of those things. I took a picture, and I was like, you wore it first, but I wore it better. Right? And laughing faces and everything. So, but, it's awesome, man. It's full circle for everybody, and it's a blessing.
Just how different is that defensive line room when you think about last year to where you guys are at now?
Yeah, I think that's the exciting part. You bring in guys, veterans, and you also draft a kid that's, ready as energetic as anybody when they get to the league, man. He's the first round doesn't, you wouldn't know because he's so excited to do everything. He's just a joy in the room, man. He's a smile everywhere he goes, and I'm sure everybody says the same thing about him. And then the vets come in; they're proving themselves throughout the league, throughout their years in the league, and it's been a great part to be, from room to room. I've been blessed to be a part of every room I've been in, and you see the pros and cons and the ups and downs throughout the season, the different personalities and everything, and it's awesome, man. This is probably one of my favorite ones to be a part of for sure.
We're talking a little bit about where you were this time last year and everything. What does it mean? And I know you guys rotate, but what does it mean to you to be essentially a starter and to go from where you were to starting?
Right. I was saying, I gotta trust you in the kitchen before they let you cook, right? And so D-line, the saying, let them cook, right? So, and I think that's just the biggest thing is, when you go out the ones, you first play, you look at everybody, and it's the same guys you're going to battle with in April, May, June, July, right? And every first play, we're out there, we're slapping hands, we look at each other, come on, let's go, come on. That's how we feed our families, bro. Let's go, lock in, let's go. And to be out there first play, you build that trust, and we're all excited, and we all depend on one another because we all got people to feed, man. And to be out there as a unit, ones, twos, it doesn't matter who you play because we rotate so much, but it's a group that you're excited. We consider each other brothers, man, and talk smack to each other, but it comes out of love, and so it's fun.
How long was it until you were really comfortable last year with the system, with the way you were being coached and all those things?
Right. I think it happened pretty quick. Our D-line coach, Coach LeBlanc, he's somebody that is not going to overwhelm you. He's not going to, throw all this stuff on you at one time. He's going to get you periodically throughout the playbook, and this is your job, this is how you do it, and put your style on it, right? And I think that's something that comes from the top to the bottom. JG believes in that way. Nick believes in that way. This is the scheme. Is how we do it. You want to put your sauce on it, put your sauce on it, right? So understanding that that's your role on the team, and they set it down from the day I got here, and you're able to hammer at it day in, day out. And I came into a group last year that also had that mindset of not overwhelming. They're going to teach you, they're going to lean on one another, and now come full circle. I'm here a year later with a rookie coming in and Tonga coming in and all these guys, and they're trying to learn the playbook. And I'm like, bro, just one thing at a time. Take it one step at a time. And I told them the way I learned it and simplified it for them. And now we're playing full speed, so it's fun.
JG, you mentioned an interaction you guys had yesterday. You got dinged up, and you mentioned the wambulance, and but just more on you and your relationship with your head coach.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. It's something that, you know, like I said, we talk smack to each other, but it comes out of love. You know, players and coaches, doesn't matter, and staff also. You know, and so it's an environment we've built with each other, and that comes from bleeding with each other, man. We understand that, you know, we can joke about it, you know, because we went through it together, you know, and so that's the biggest thing, is knowing that we all care for each other. And he did say wambulance, you know, and everybody laughed, but it's awesome, man. I always said that, you know, I always thought about coaching after I was done playing, but being here and seeing the way Nick and JG coach, man, you can tell. I tell people this a lot, man. I love ball. I grew up loving ball. My family loves football. Everything about it. Every single day, practice, hot, cold, doesn't matter. And so when you're in a room with a bunch of guys that love football and you don't, you stick out like a sore thumb, right? So when you come to meetings and he's talking, he's leading the meeting, you can feel him. You can feel him talk like he loves everything about football. He wants to win because he wants to be the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals that won, right? He wants to be that part of the team. So it's like every day you feel it in meetings. You're just like, golly, bro. And so like playing for them, it's like I tell everybody now, like, I don't see myself doing anything else after I'm playing football, man. I got to coach because I know what that did for me as a player. You know, I know what it did for me in my career, my mindset every single day, of just being able, you have a bad play or something, you look at the guy and that is supposed to be chewing you, right? Like, and he's like looking at me like, I know you can do it. Like, come on, like, you know, and it's something that, you know, he believes in you, so you're just like, oh, I can take on the world, right? So it's awesome. What they did for me, you know, as a player, as a man, it's been fun, man. It's a blessing.
Off of all that, what's it been like for your family, such a big football family, to kind of watch you play in the, like you said, the hometown, like from that side of things?
Yeah, man, it's I got a family full of warriors, man. They're police officers throughout the city. They're football coaches, hairdressers, right? They're warriors, man, every single day. And so to see them in the stands, you know, and they're wearing the same shirts they wore 8 years ago, you know, and so they got holes in them. They're out there tailgating just like everybody else, man. And it's just the fact that they get to wear the jersey that their nephew's playing for, you know, their grandson's playing for, their brother's playing for. They're the people I love most in the world, man. They're the biggest gladiators in the world, and for them to say they're proud of me, you know, it's something that I trained with them my whole life, you know, and so I always wanted to be just like them, just like my dad, just like my uncles. I was always chasing them, just like my tata, right? Chasing everybody. And, you know, just for them to look at me like, I'm proud of you, right? Like, you're like, man, bro, like, coming from them, it's the world, right? Because it's like all you wanted to do was make them proud. All you wanted to do was to do it exactly how they said to do it, you know? And nowadays they're saying, you know, you went above and beyond. But, you know, it's like all I did was listen to you, bro. Like, it's all I did was listen to you. So it's a blessing.
How many family members do you have? Have you ever counted them, actually?
I can't count them. No, I got a lot, man. And from Nana and Tata all the way down, man, the girls, the boys, everybody, they all love ball. And even the young ones, I got a niece and nephew that run the world, man. So my niece in the stands, she's cheerleading. You know, she's not even watching me, to be honest with you. She's all in the cheerleaders dancing. So it's cool to see. She shows up with an outfit every Sunday. So my nephew shows up either with his jersey on or my jersey on, and it's cool to see him grow up, and it's awesome, man.
The uncle you said wore 98. What's his name and what college was that?
His name is Nick Gomez. He played defensive end at Illinois State. And so he's a defensive line. He's a defensive lineman, and he's a defensive line coach at Cactus High School right now. And so he's awesome, man. He's a police officer as well, and he was my D-line coach all my life. And quick story, I'll be real fast. Okay, he's my D-line coach. He's my D-line coach all my life, and my other uncle played offensive line. My dad played center, right? And so throughout high school, I had a couple, you know, I had a bunch of small school offers, but to play offense or defense, we had to decide if I'm going to play offense or defense, and he was the one that said, you're going to play defense. You can do it. And everyone in my family was like, you're a center, bro. You can make it as a center. You can make it, right? And he was like, he's a defensive lineman, I'm telling you. And to this day, every single summer, whenever I can, he makes time, man, and we go hit the drills, and he's my D-line coach to this day, you know, and it's one of those things, right? Like, when things are going bad and I send him a clip or something, he's got advice because he's seen so much football throughout his years. And, my dad was a center, so he's teaching me how to play against a center, right? Like, it's everything fell into place, man, for me to be here. So
Is it a different uncle than Nick?
No, Nick is the defensive line coach, yep.
When you were talking a minute ago about the coaching staff and the impact they've had on you, how do you feel like on the field as a player, your skill set has grown since you got here, to kind of enable this growth you've had?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is learning. I've learned ball. I've learned football. I learned everything about it. I learned why we call plays. I learned, understanding why they call the play in certain situations, and learning every situation of football, whether it's 2 minute, all those little things that other places may wash over. They spend the time on the details, and that's grown me as a player. And so just being able to continue that in football, I know when I get a call, I know this is what I'm supposed to do, and I know when I can take a shot. I know when this play, I'm getting a one-on-one, a single block. I know when I got a double team, that's my job. I got to anchor it, right? Split it if I can, make a play, everything like that. Understand that all those guys around me, we all have a job, and they explain it from top to bottom, And so I've learned so much about football, not just my job. So
why does that matter? When you're on the field on a Sunday, why does that matter?
You get to play so fast, so much faster. When you know what he's doing, you know that if we can work off of each other, right? Like, and you're able to play so much faster, not just being out there by yourself, right? You're out there as a unit, and to be able to, if I can see out of the corner of my eye, like something goes wrong, I can play off of him, or he can play off of me, and we play so much faster, So I think that's the biggest thing when you learn ball. It's everything just clicks on a so much faster level. When you practice at a fast level, we're practicing against Kyler Murray, man. Like, that's crazy, And so not every team gets to do that, So you can prepare for a running quarterback, but when you're practicing against Kyler Murray every day, he's making every throw, making every run, like, you're getting the best look in the world.
It's only been a week, but how's it been in the room with Darius now down for at least a month?
Yeah, he's still a sponge, man. Even though understanding that he's in the situation he's in, he's still giving advice or taking advice. He's understanding that, and as us as a unit, man, we got a lot of guys in our room that can play ball, that prove themselves, and are hungry, right? So we're gonna miss him. Everybody is, and he's gonna be right there, man, throughout the whole month, and we're excited that he gets to see it. Not everybody gets to take that step back and watch ball, and he's a sponge, man. He asks questions. Anybody would tell you that, So he's gonna learn a lot.
Have you lined up the room with any go-to spots around the valley?
Food-wise, my family cooks a lot, man. So it's like when people ask me, where to go, where do I eat, I'm like, to be honest, bro, we don't really eat out that much. I eat tacos a lot. So, and I said the other week on the media thing was like my nana's, my mom's, my lady's tacos are every day, man. It's awesome. So besides that, not really.
What has your dad meant to you because of him being a coach? Has he helped you out a lot?
Yeah, man. It's been my dad's he's awesome, man. He's my best friend in every single way, man. He goes to if you go to a away game, man, he'll be there, right? He plays Friday night and he's there on Sunday, and then he's at school again Monday morning, right? Like he's a character. He's the funniest guy, right? Like when you get to meet him, outside looking in, he looks like a big scary dude, but he's just a goof, right? He's funny, man. He's not, but he's someone that, right? Like I wanted to be better than him, right? In a respectful way, right? And he made sure that I was, and he did everything he could. To this day, he still wants me to be as good as I can be. What he's meant to me is everything, man. He's there first in the stadium, home or away, because he wants to see my pregame routine. And after my pregame routine, I go say hi to him, right? And it's awesome to see him get the love and attention that he's gotten, because it wasn't just me that he impacted. He impacted hundreds of kids throughout his time coaching, and hundreds of coaches. And so he's someone that I'll forever look up to. But he's a blessing in my life, man.
How do you balance getting all these coaching tips from your uncle and your dad, your uncles and your dad, against with what you learned from?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's funny because some stuff I look at, I'm like, but some stuff, it's a lot of it is just mental. and keep your feet pumping, keep your hands hot, play like your hair's on fire, right? And it's all mental and fighting through when you're tired. When you're tired, you go back to your training, and it's at the end of the day, it's who you are, right? And so they make sure that I don't ever forget it, and so taking advice from them is something that it's a lot of mental, it's a lot of who I am and growing as a player. And technique stuff from my uncle would be, hand placement, pad level, ripping off, more violent, right? Rather than just going through the routines maybe, feet work, not taking false steps or, everything like that. Run into the ball, run back to the huddle, right? It's little things that, you may forget about because you're hearing all these coaching things and you're worried about your job and doing your, being in your gap and everything. So he gives me those reminders of being a player, a solid player, what you build your foundation on. So.